calling Kitty. Here's Kitty.
Hiya! Oh, how are we doing, gang? You're looking fabulous. Yes, thank you, little wolf whistle there. Oh, you hear something brand new in that intro music every time, don't you? How are you doing, gang? Are we all right? Good. I'm good. Yeah, I mean, if you are tuning in on the YouTube, you'll see straight away that I'm in somewhere different. All right, I've actually had to come to one of my clients' houses now. I've actually just put her under. She's had a full head to toe wax, the back, the front, the sides, everything had to be waxed, if you know what I'm saying, treasures. And I've had to actually comatose her. I've had to put her under. So I should keep my voice down because obviously my dulcet tones can actually penetrate through even the strongest of ketamine. But if you have a look on the YouTube, her house is gorgeous. I've been snooping around. Anyway, let me do the intro. Hiya! How are we doing? Are we all right? Bloody hell, let me wet me whistle. Oh, that's good. What am I on today? I'm on Pepto-Bismol mixed with a little bit of rum and quite a lot of red wine vinegar today, which really does just spring things into action for me. My name is Kitty Cassis. Cassis like the dark, sweet, viscous, slightly sickly liqueur. Okay, only tolerable, as we know, in just the smallest of doses. All right, welcome to Calling Kitty. This is my audio podcast with a visual element. As I was saying, if you want to check out the visual element today, I think it is worth doing so. This is one of my clients, one of my quite well-heeled clients, Abode. As you know, I do mobile hairdressing and I do mobile beauty treatments as well. And sometimes I will go into people's. Normally, I'm just shoved in the kitchen, all right, with a linoleum floor and wiped down tiles, and I'm just stuck in the corner trimming hair, doing whatever I've got, waxing a lip, whatever I've got to do. But today I seem to have the run of this gorgeous house. So check that out on YouTube if you want to, check me out visually today. And I'm looking gorgeous, for work. I'll just put a few highlights in my hair. That's what I do, treasures. All right, that's what I do. Get in touch if you would like to be involved. This is a very interactive platform. All right. This podcast really is for, those people who just want a little, maybe they've got to get a little job done. All right. They just got to get a little job done and think, what can I do? I'll just have a bit of kitty while I'm doing that. Maybe you've got to brush your cat. I mean, our cats are molting everywhere. And I think to myself, when was the last time I actually combed them? And I can't remember. I'm negligent. Do you know what I mean? As a pet owner. But come and join us, on the YouTube. There'll be a link in the show notes. And, come and view this feast for the eyes. And join the merry band of misfits and melts that we attract on this podcast. Yes, we're building a little community. And we all care about each other. We all love each other. We all support each other. That's what we do. So click the link there. I'll go to any of my platforms. Hiya, it's me, Kitty. HIYAITSMEKITTY. And if you want me to come round to your house, maybe do a reading. I do tarot reading, but I also do I do quite a nice, a lot of people do tea leaf reading. I actually do Horlicks granules because I find that you get a much deeper reading that way. So listen, I can come over, I can do that. Very reasonable pricing. Check out my website, hiyaitsmekitty.com for all of me availability and me dates. Come and see me. I'm normally in a Masonic hall or, a constitutional club, a Labour club, the old working men's club. I can usually be found in there. I might be coming to one near you. So get in touch, treasures. How are we all doing anyway? How are we all doing today on this day as we, the seasons are coming to an end as I record this, the leaves are dropping. All the leaves are brown and the sky is grey. Well, it is today. It's bloody miserable and it's hard to keep going sometimes, isn't it, on these tough days? You've got to really dig deep, treasures. And most people book a holiday. That's what a lot of people do. And if you're listening to this podcast, maybe today this was your message. This was the sign that you needed. Book that holiday. All right, do it. Look in your catalog, look in your brochure, whatever it is that you're doing, and book it. Book it. Even if it's for next summer, get it booked. It's something to work towards, and that's what we all need, isn't it? We just need something to take our mind off the bloody drudgery. That's what we need to do. So I've had lots of messages. I've had lots of people writing into me and asking for me advice about things, and you can do that too. Just get in touch. We're very, very welcoming on this podcast. All right. Exit Strategy 1609 has said, get a real job. That's in the YouTube comments. So there we go. That's somebody offering advice, isn't it? So that's what our community is about. We're all helping each other. We're all welcoming. We're holding the space for each other. And I think Exit Strategy 1609, he's really trying to, I'm assuming gender as well, but let's face it's probably not a woman. It's probably not a woman that has that cognitive dissonance to think something and then actually for their fingers to type it and then actually click enter on that. That's probably a male brain, if you don't mind me saying so. Exit Strategy 1609. But maybe you're wondering, maybe you're pondering in between the binaries. I don't know, but you're all welcome here. And obviously, they care about our welfare, don't they? It's probably aimed at me specifically. And I do actually have a couple of interviews next week. One of them is to actually, some of you may know that I did a bit of work experience at the morgue, where I will actually just be doing makeup for the corpses there, ready for the funerals if the funerals do ever happen. A lot of them are open-ended court cases for murder. So I see everyone and I do everything for everyone, whether they want me to or not, quite frankly, treasures. But Exit Strategy 1609, we are holding you. We are welcome. We're holding that space virtually, emotionally, financially, spiritually for you. Something tells me that hugs are needed because maybe they were a little bit deficient within your childhood, treasure. But you're welcome here. You're welcome to the tribe. And yeah, like I said, I've actually got another interview for the position of knuckle cracker at the abattoir on Dunisher Drive. I don't know if any of you know that. So I'll let you know how I get on with that. I'd need to be doing a bit of upper strength. The biceps aren't what they used to be. But listen, the advice is there. Get a real job. I'm not one to sit on my laurels, okay? As you know, a lot of you know that I'm a bit like the Swiss Army knife of trades. All right, I do it all. I actually do it all. Am I remunerated for all of those jobs? Not necessarily, treasure, not necessarily. But I think also there's another spreadsheet that you need to be looking at, not just the profit and loss. It's actually what's filling your soul, isn't it? There's something to think about. What's actually fulfilling your soul and what is fulfilling your life? Do you know what I mean? I mean, not to give Exit Strategy 1609 too much airtime, but I have said in the past, get in touch with me, even if it's trolling. I'm up for it. It's interaction for me. I'm actually thinking of setting up a troll support line, a therapy session just for trolls in particular. But I'm wondering what kind of job you've got, treasure. Are you a primary school teacher? Are you? I'm going to look straight into the camera. Are you a therapist? You probably are, aren't you? Are you a cognitive behavioral therapist? Because I feel like you that's advice that you're quite proactive, aren't you? You're giving advice to people, and that's we need that. We need that in our world, treasure. All right, so thank you for that. And I want you to look in the mirror. I really want you to look in the mirror, look dead in your own eyes, and say, "I am worthy, and I am important." And somebody does love me. And that somebody is me, and it's us in this community here. All right. Mind how you go, treasure. All right. Take care of yourself. That's all I'm saying. And smile. Do you know what I mean? Smiling costs nought. All right. I'm always smiling at me. Everybody. It's infectious. It's contagious, honestly. Who else? Lucy Goosey has written in and said, if you could be reincarnated as anything, vegetable, animal, or mineral, what would you be and why? Oh, that's a good question, isn't it? Oh, what would I be reincarnated as? I mean, I think maybe I would be, like when you talk about vegetable, mineral, animal. For vegetable, I would probably go. I'd probably go nectarine. All right. And I would purposely go that nectarine that never seems to ripen in the fruit bowl because then I stick around. All right. I'm sociable. I'm chatting to the other fruit. I'm not going to get thrown away because I'm going to have someone's going to have a squeeze of me on the daily to see if I'm ready to eat yet. But I'm not. And I'm not going to rot because probably my origins would have been actually been frozen for about 6 months in some sort of refrigerated place after I was picked from, the Zambia or whatever. And then I'm in a fruit bowl in a suburban semi-detached house in Surrey. And I'm not yielding to the touch, so I'm not ready to throw away. I'm not going to molt. I'm not going to rot. I'm just going to sit there and I'll see the gossip in the fruit bowl. Do you know what I mean? People will come and go. Those bananas, some of them do get eaten, but a lot of them do just rot and then they get thrown away. And I say, see you later, fellas. And I'm just quite resilient. The apples come and go. What else comes? The avocados, they tend to come in very quickly, go back out again. But I'll just stick around. So that would be my answer. I'd be a nectarine. All right. What would you be if you could be reincarnated as anything? Vegetable, animal, or mineral, and why? All right. If I was going to come back as an animal, I'd probably be a cat. I've got a couple of cats, Wensleydale, Cheddar, and Brie. They're my 3 cats. And I tell you what, they've got the bloody life of luxury, a cat, haven't they? I mean, do I give them the flea medication as often as I should? No, I don't. And I don't think a lot of people do. Do I brush them as often as I should? I don't. But they're independent, aren't they? I would probably come back as a cat, a Siamese, or maybe a British short hair, or maybe just a tomcat, actually. They've got no cares, have they? No cares in the world whatsoever. They just get on with it. They're fiercely independent, and they don't have any bills to pay. They don't have to deal with any terrible bosses. They don't have to deal with YouTube trolls. They are just in a world of their own, and that's sometimes that's where I would like to be, let's face it. Now, as I said to you before, you can get in touch with me any way that you want to get in touch with me. All right. If you would like to be involved in the show, that's something else that I'm toying with the idea of. You might have heard me mention a couple of episodes ago about Shannon Matthews, the musical. And that's what I was thinking of doing, maybe actually watching it and then getting everybody in you could actually tune in with me. You could actually log in here with me and we could all have a discussion about it. And that would be lovely. I mean, I couldn't do it here. I'd have to make sure I was in our Dave's shed for that one, I think. But yeah, you could get into, if you're up for that, then do get in touch. It's hiya, it's me, Kitty. HIYAITSMIKITTYME. Oh, do you know what? It's hiya, it's me, Kitty. If you don't know that by now, I don't know what you're doing here, quite frankly. Oh, now, as I've always said, you can get in touch however you want to get in touch. And there is a feeling, I'm just getting a feeling that somebody is wanting to reach. I'm never wrong, am I?
Hello, Kitty. I've got a problem I hope you can help me with. My name's Joanne. And my problem is that I like to make a little bit of an effort. I like to decide what I'm going to wear and put things together. I've got my own little style thing going on. I don't spend an awful lot of money. It's usually thrift shops and things, charity shops. But I've noticed lately, like, quite a few people sort of like say that I'm glamorous, and I don't like that word at all. It really doesn't sit well with me. It's a bit thirsty, it's a bit try hard, and you've just got such a wonderful style. I wonder if you could help me just accept and understand just who I am through my fashion. Could you help me with that? Thank you.
Oh, treasure. Thank you so much for getting in touch with me. Now, I don't know if you heard that first bit of that, the recording. I listen, I've struggled with this all of my life. Now, glamour, I think, listen, you've also sent a little picture in with this voice note, and that gives me a really good idea of what we're dealing with here, Joanne. You do look like a woman who's sort of in your 60s. I hope that I'm somewhere on the ballpark there. So, and you've got gorgeous style. I mean, I love this. You've got if I was more tech savvy, I'd be able to put this onto the YouTube now, onto the panel. But basically, she's wearing this gorgeous kind of like headscarf with a little jeweled brooch pinned in at the side. Gorgeous sort of green colors, black colors, orange as well in there, and like beautiful. It's not a head to toe, but I can get the vibe. And I think women of a certain age, certain generations, we've got this stigma against the word glamour. All right, glamour. What do we think? What do we associate that with? Glamour magazines, glamorous, over the top, like you say, trying too hard, overdressed almost, isn't it? Like making too much of an effort. Now, me, I mean, obviously, a lot of people do say that I am glamorous. I can't see it myself. All right. For me, I'm always going for like an English rose vibe. You know, I try not to do too much with my hair and makeup. If you tune in, even just look at me Instagram post, you'll see I'm quite understated a lot of the time. Sometimes, I'll make a bit of an effort. But I don't think you should let anybody dim your light, treasure. All right. What's the alternative? That you put a pair of tracky bottoms and a hoodie on and go out into the world? Listen, if that is it, sometimes that's what you need to do. You never know what battles people are facing. All right. Maybe the washing machine's broke. Maybe they're just not like, maybe they just need to run a few errands, and that's what they need to do. Listen, what I'll do is I'll put a kitten heel on, a marabou fluff kitten heel. I'll put a few highlights in my hair. I'll put rings, bracelets, necklace. I'll accessorize, and that's just to go out and put the bins out, Joanne. All right, so that's where I'm coming from. All right. Don't let anybody dim your light, treasure. And if you need, I'm not sure what your response is when somebody says, "Oh, you look glamorous." Maybe you feel like you couldn't say thank you. Thank you. This is this. Yeah. Thank this. The fact that you get it all from thrifting, you go around charity shops. I mean, not a lot of people can do that, treasure. Let me tell you that. You need an eye. You need imagination. You need, like that skill, that visual skill to be able to put a look together, treasure. All right. Not a lot of people can do that. Now, a lot of people are good at spreadsheets, and they're good at data input, and maybe they're good at strategizing, but that's not my skill. My skill is, being able to make people feel better about themselves. That's what I'm doing. And what I want you to do, I want you to reframe this in your mind, treasure. All right. I want you to reframe it. And, that word glamour, maybe try and remove that stigma of it. Maybe when you hear glamour, when people say glamour, I want you to hear whatever it is that you would like to replace that word with. What is it? Stylish, cool, you're looking good. Something tells me that when people have said, "Oh, hiya, Joanne, you look glamorous," it's almost like it's not a compliment in there. You don't feel like you're being complimented. So actually, what I want you to do is take that as a compliment, treasure. All right, because that's what it is. It's a compliment. They're talking about you. All right, they're talking about you. That is. Listen, that's half the battle in this game. All right. I don't know what it is that you do for a living. Maybe you work in a veterinarian surgery. Maybe you work in a library. Maybe you're a lollipop lady who crosses the road, gets the kids to cross the road. Whatever you do, bring that style, bring that panache, bring that glamour. Now, glamour is different from glamour. Because when we think glamour, we think like glamour modeling, page 3, bit brassy, bit much. Is that what we're thinking? Not that sex work isn't valuable work, because it is. I mean, ask Enid. Enid Sinclair, bloody hell. I mean, listen, she was always glamour, absolutely gorgeous she was. And I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast before, but we used to all go to church on Sunday, and then she would say, we'd all put our money in the collection bowls, and then she would later obviously be working in the oldest profession that you could, and the priest would be around there paying her in pound coins and 50p pieces. You know what I mean? So that's where glamour got her, and she always had a leopard print scarf around a barnet. Do you know what I mean? She would always have a gorgeous brooch on, like you've got here, like a nice bright lipstick. So actually that's going to get you places. People are going to remember that. And one thing is for sure, Treasure, like I just said to you before, smile at people in the street. I mean, I don't mean gurn at them like you look like you need to be sectioned. Just a smile, just a nod, just a morning. You're all right. Now, up north, we're much more friendlier, I think, than people are down south. I know that's a massive generalization, but it does occur to me that is quite a thing that people go, morning, oh, morning, love that top, love those boots, love that belt, whatever it is. It makes you feel better, doesn't it, when somebody says that to you? And I think you are actually making people feel better whenever you do walk into a room. So I want you to replace the word glamour with glamour, which means something totally different. That means like stylish. It means you can put a look together. It means you've got an eye, all right? Or replace that word with great. You look amazing. You look great. We all hear what we want to hear, all right? I hope that has reframed it for you a little bit. Please, if anybody has been moved or triggered or traumatized by Joanna's message there, get in touch. Maybe somebody has thought, oh, this is a sign that today I'm actually not going to put those old tracky bees on that have got baked bean stains down the front. I'm not going to put that old T-shirt that, I put spritzed a bit of Febreze in the armpit, give it a bit of a fluff and a fold, and I hope for the best. No, I'm actually going to, I might put that nice trouser, that nice tweed trouser with a nice check shirt or perhaps a skirt. I was going to say if you're a man or a woman, but you can wear whatever you want. This is it. We've worked so hard for this. We've fought so hard for this, Treasure. You can wear whatever you bloody want. All right. And equally, it's valid if you want to wear those tracky bees as well, because maybe that's where you are in your life right now. I think it always does relate back to mental health sometimes as well. All right. It could be that somebody's like, I don't have the energy or the bandwidth to think of something to wear. All right. But no matter how low I get, I always do put on a little bit of a shiny top. It lifts me mood straight away. All right. And if that's you thinking, yeah, I'm bloody miserable, actually, maybe that's the answer. Joanna has helped us today, hasn't she? Put a lip on, put a bright lip on, put a lash on, get that colourful top, maybe get on that ASOS, get on that Vinted. Forget about ASOS. That's fast fashion and it ends up in landfill. Unless they're sponsoring this podcast, in which case they're great. Get on there and spend all your money. But get to your charity shops, support your local flea markets, do all that. In fact, I might be doing a tour of the flea markets in the southeast. So listen out for that as well. Bloody hell, I've nattered on a bit today. Let me just give myself a little bit of a lift. That's hairspray. If you're not watching on YouTube, you're missing out because this has got a great lift to it. It was Elnet, but this is Kittiette, my very own brand of hairspray, which you can buy on my website. Oh, do you know what? It's been lovely dropping in and chatting to you. Wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, having a great day. All right. From the bottom of my colonic to the tips of my acrylics, I've been Kitty, and this has been gorgeous. See you next time. Ta-ra!
Like, follow, subscribe, sign your life savings over to Calling Kitty. Available on all the podcast platforms.